Hello there and welcome, or perhaps welcome back. Find yourself in your most comfortable spot. Take a moment to really settle in, letting your body feel completely supported and at ease. Allow the weight of your day to melt away, from the tips of your toes to the very top of your head. As you get comfortable, I'm curious, where are you tuning in from tonight? Is the sky outside your window clear and filled with stars? Or are you perhaps listening to the same gentle rhythm of rain that we're about to immerse ourselves in? And what time is it for you right now? Is it the late hours of the evening? The perfect moment to unwind before sleep? Or perhaps you found a quiet moment during a busy day to seek a little tranquility? No matter your location or the time on your clock, I'm so glad you're here. Tonight, we're going to escape together, not to a fantastical land of dragons or faraway galaxies, but to a place that feels wonderfully familiar and comforting. A cozy little bookseller's shop on a rainy night. Take another deep breath with me now. Inhale slowly through your nose, feeling the air fill your lungs, and exhale gently through your mouth, releasing any lingering tension. One more time. Breathe in a sense of calm and quiet, and breathe out all that no longer serves you. Now, let your imagination begin to paint a picture with me, a journey through the rain-swept city. Imagine yourself walking down a quiet city street. The sky above is a deep, charcoal gray, heavy with rain that has been falling steadily for hours. It's not an aggressive downpour, but a soothing, consistent shower that washes the world clean. The air is cool and carries the fresh, clean scent of wet asphalt and damp earth, a fragrance that feels both nostalgic and refreshing. The usual hustle and bustle of the city have softened, replaced by a quieter, more contemplative atmosphere. The vibrant noise of the day is gone, leaving behind a symphony of soft sounds. The gentle patter of raindrops on the umbrellas of the few passers-by, the soft whoosh of car tires on the wet road, and the distant, muffled murmur of city life. You walk past old brick buildings, their red and brown facades now darker with moisture, the gutters along their roofs creating a steady, rhythmic stream of water. The streetlights cast a warm, hazy glow, their light reflecting in the puddles that have gathered on the pavement, creating shimmering, golden circles of light that dance with every falling drop. Your footsteps feel light and unhurried as you continue your stroll. You are not rushing to get anywhere. You are simply enjoying the tranquility of the moment. The rain feels like a comforting blanket wrapped around the city, and you are a quiet observer, a part of its peaceful rhythm, the beacon of the book nook. As you continue walking, your gaze is drawn to a small shop nestled between taller, more modern buildings. It stands out like a jewel, a beacon of coziness against the gray, rainy night. A warm, inviting light spills from its large windows, illuminating a small section of the sidewalk with a golden glow. Above the door, a hand-painted sign sways gently in the breeze. It reads, "The Book Nook." The letters are slightly faded, hinting at years of stories shared and cherished within these walls. A small, handcrafted wooden sign hangs below it, with an etching of an open book and a steaming cup of tea. You step closer and notice the window display. It's a work of art in itself. A small, antique table is placed just inside the window, topped with stacks of books of all shapes and sizes, their spines hinting at countless adventures and untold tales. A small, brass reading lamp casts a perfect circle of golden light on an open book, its pages filled with elegant, curling script. A comfortable armchair, draped with a soft, hand-knitted blanket, is tucked in the corner, as if waiting for someone to curl up and lose themselves in a story. A small, clay mug sits on a coaster next to the armchair, still steaming faintly. The sound of the rain seems a little softer here, muffled by the sturdy brick walls of the building. You can hear the faint strains of gentle music drifting from inside. A soft, jazzy melody with a slow tempo that feels both familiar and comforting. It's the kind of music that makes you want to sigh contentedly and sink into a deep armchair. The air here, even on the outside, carries a faint aroma of old paper and wood smoke. You reach for the door handle, a smooth, cool piece of brass that feels solid and welcoming in your hand. As you push the door open, a tiny bell above it chimes with a sweet, gentle sound, announcing your arrival. A wave of warm, book-scented air washes over you, instantly making you feel at home. It's a unique aroma, a comforting blend of old paper, leather bindings, dried ink, and a hint of vanilla from a nearby candle. The cold, wet world outside instantly becomes a distant memory. The first thing you notice upon stepping inside is the quiet, peaceful hum of the shop. It's not silent, but filled with gentle sounds that feel like a warm blanket. You hear the soft, rhythmic click of a clock on the wall, the faint crackle of logs burning in a fireplace in the far corner, and the delicate rustle of pages turning. The air is still and peaceful, a welcome contrast to the cold, wet world you just left behind. It feels like stepping into another dimension, a sanctuary dedicated to the magic of stories. The shop itself is a wonderland for book lovers. It's a labyrinth of knowledge and imagination. Floor-to-ceiling shelves, crafted from a dark, polished wood, line every wall, packed with books of all shapes, sizes, and colors. The books are not organized with clinical precision, but rather with a charming, almost organic flow. There are towering stacks of new releases, carefully curated displays of literary classics, and hidden nooks and crannies filled with well-loved paperbacks, their spines softened by years of careful reading. Soft lamps are scattered throughout the shop, each one casting a pool of warm, golden light that invites you to explore the shelves. The light catches the dust motes dancing in the air, making the atmosphere feel a little bit magical. Shadows dance gently in the corners, creating an intimate and inviting ambience. You can see comfortable armchairs and small tables tucked into various corners, each with its own reading lamp, suggesting countless hours spent lost in the pages of a good book. The floorboards are old and polished, with a rich, dark hue. They creak softly beneath your feet as you walk further into the shop, a gentle, familiar sound that adds to the shop's charm. You feel a sense of history in every corner, a palpable sense of the thousands of stories that have found a home here. Behind a large, wooden counter, a warm and welcoming beacon in the center of the shop, stands the bookseller. He's an older gentleman with kind, gentle eyes that seem to hold 1,000 stories themselves. He has a neatly trimmed beard that's just starting to show some streaks of gray, and a warm smile that reaches his eyes. He's wearing a thick, woolen cardigan in a rich shade of brown, and a pair of reading glasses is perched on the end of his nose as he carefully wraps a book for a customer. He looks like someone who has spent his life surrounded by stories and who knows the perfect book for every soul. You watch as he hands the wrapped book to a young woman, her face filled with delight. "I hope you enjoy it as much as I did," he says to her, his voice soft and melodic. It's a story that stays with you long after the final page. She thanks him warmly and walks out into the rain, a book-shaped treasure held tightly in her arms. He then looks up and sees you. He offers you another warm smile and a gentle nod. "Welcome," he says, his voice a soothing balm. "Please feel free to browse. The rain is a perfect excuse to get lost in a good book. He gestures with an open hand, inviting you into the heart of his shop. You return his smile and begin your own exploration. Your fingers trail along the spines of the books, feeling the different textures, some smooth and new, others worn and softened by time, with pages that have been lovingly turned over and over again. You can almost hear the whispers of the stories held within their pages, a silent chorus of adventures and emotions. You decide to take your time and explore the different sections of the shop. Each aisle seems to hold a new discovery, a new world waiting to be explored. You feel a pull towards the familiar, but also a gentle curiosity for the unknown. You wander over to the fiction section, where towering shelves are filled with familiar authors alongside new voices waiting to be heard. You see classic novels with their timeless, leather-bound covers, contemporary stories that reflect the world around us, and fantastical tales that promise to transport you to other realms. Your fingers trail along the spines, feeling the subtle differences in texture and material. You pause at a book with a particularly intriguing title, its cover adorned with a beautiful, hand-drawn illustration of a mythical forest. The paper smells slightly musty, a sign of its age, and the pages feel soft and well-loved as you gently flip through them, imagining the story held within. Next, you find yourself in the mystery and thriller section, a corner of the shop with a slightly darker and more intriguing aura. The covers here are often moody and atmospheric, hinting at suspense and intrigue. You imagine the twists and turns of the plots, the clever detectives and the elusive criminals. You pull out a classic detective novel, its spine cracked in just the right places to show it has been read many times. The pages are yellowed with age, and you can almost feel the weight of its history in your hands. You hold it for a moment, appreciating the craftsmanship of the story, before placing it back on the shelf. You then venture into the history and biography section, filled with weighty tomes that recount the stories of the past. You see books on ancient civilizations, biographies of influential figures, and accounts of world-changing events. The books here are often thicker, their pages filled with knowledge and wisdom passed down through generations. You pick up a book on medieval castles, its pages filled with detailed illustrations and descriptions of grand halls and secret passages. You imagine yourself standing in those halls, feeling the cold stone walls and the weight of history all around you. In a quieter corner of the shop, you discover the poetry section. Slim volumes with beautifully designed covers sit alongside thicker collections of verse. The words on their spines are often simple, but they hint at a world of lyrical language and heartfelt emotions. You gently pull out a book of sonnets, its pages filled with elegant, rhythmic language. You imagine reading these words aloud in a hushed voice, letting their rhythm and rhyme wash over you like a soothing stream. As you continue your exploration, you stumble upon a cozy nook filled with children's books. Brightly colored covers with whimsical illustrations catch your eye. You see familiar titles from your own childhood, stories that were read to you before bed, alongside new stories waiting to capture the imaginations of young readers. You pick up a picture book with a soft, fabric cover, its pages filled with charming drawings of animals and magical creatures. A wave of nostalgia washes over you, a gentle, comforting feeling of a simpler time. Throughout your browse, the gentle sounds of the shop continue, the soft rustle of pages, the distant murmur of conversation, and the steady drumming of the rain against the windows, creating a comforting and immersive soundscape. You feel a sense of peace and contentment, a feeling of being exactly where you're meant to be in this moment, surrounded by the quiet magic of stories. You are not searching for anything in particular. You are simply allowing the books to find you. After exploring the labyrinthine aisles of the book nook, you feel a sense of quiet satisfaction. The vast number of stories you've encountered have left a pleasant warmth in your mind, like the lingering scent of a good memory. You decide that it is time to find a cozy corner to settle into for a while, to truly absorb the peaceful atmosphere of the shop. Your eyes fall upon a particularly inviting armchair tucked away near a large window, a perfect beacon of comfort. It's a worn, deep red velvet armchair, its contours softened by years of use, looking as though it has held the weight of countless readers and their quiet reveries. The light from a tall floor lamp bathes it in a warm, golden glow. A soft, hand-knitted blanket in shades of cream and gray is draped over one arm, and a small, wooden table next to it holds a half-read book and a steaming mug, suggesting that this is a favorite spot for another reader. You make your way over to the corner, your footsteps still a soft creak on the old floorboards. As you approach, you can feel the warmth of the fireplace in the distance reaching you, a gentle heat that promises comfort against the cool, damp night. You sink into the plush cushions of the armchair, and the fabric feels wonderfully soft and supportive, embracing you like a warm hug. It's the kind of chair that invites you to stay for hours. The knitted blanket is wonderfully soft and heavy. You pull it over your legs, tucking it snugly around your waist, and instantly feel a sense of snugness and security. The feeling of the soft wool against your skin is incredibly comforting. From your cozy vantage point, you can look out the large window. The rain continues to fall steadily, its rhythm a constant, calming drumbeat against the glass. The city lights blur through the raindrops, creating a soft, impressionistic view. The world outside seems distant and muted, its noise and chaos replaced by a tranquil, watery beauty. Here, inside the shop, everything feels wonderfully warm and peaceful. You reach for the half-read book on the small table. It's a beautifully bound collection of short stories by a writer whose work you've been meaning to explore. The previous reader left a small, pressed flower as a bookmark, a delicate gesture that adds a touch of charm and personality to the book. You gently open it to the page where the flower marks the spot and begin to read. The words on the page are elegant and expressive, and they flow smoothly, drawing you into their world. The gentle rhythm of the rain outside, the soft glow of the lamps inside, the quiet crackle of the fireplace, and the comforting embrace of the armchair all combine to create the perfect atmosphere for getting lost in a story. Time seems to slow down, its usual hurried pace replaced by a more leisurely, unhurried flow. The worries of the day gently fade away, replaced by the captivating power of narrative. Your mind becomes absorbed in the story, and you feel a profound sense of peace and contentment. You are exactly where you are meant to be in this moment, surrounded by the quiet magic of stories and the gentle lullaby of the rain. You gently close the book in your lap, a quiet sense of satisfaction settling over you. The stories have left a pleasant warmth in your mind, like the comforting afterglow of a perfect cup of tea. You lift your gaze and take a moment to simply observe the peaceful scene around you. You see other customers browse the shelves, their faces softly lit by the warm glow of the lamps. Some are deep in concentration, their lips moving silently as they read titles, while others are engaged in quiet conversations with the bookseller, seeking recommendations, or sharing their latest literary discoveries. There's a palpable sense of community within these walls, a shared love for the written word that connects everyone in the shop. It's a feeling of belonging, of being among kindred spirits who understand the quiet joy of getting lost in a good book on a rainy night. You glance up and notice the bookseller is now standing near your corner, meticulously arranging some volumes on a nearby shelf. His movements are slow and deliberate, a testament to a life lived with careful purpose. He looks over at you and offers a warm smile, his eyes crinkling at the corners. "Enjoying the stories?" he asks, his voice gentle and kind, a soft rumble that is both soothing and melodic. "Very much," you reply, your own voice a soft echo in the peaceful shop. "This is such a cozy spot. I can see why it's a favorite." "It is," he agrees, a fond look on his face as he glances at the worn chair. "Many hours have been spent in that armchair, lost in the pages of a good book. That collection you were reading is a favorite of mine. The author has a way of finding beauty in the smallest things. Have you read anything by a specific author he might recommend?" He mentions an author whose work you've been meaning to explore, but haven't yet had the chance. "I haven't," you say, "but I've heard wonderful things." "Ah, you must," he says, his eyes lighting up with an infectious enthusiasm. Their writing has a way of capturing the quiet, contemplative beauty of everyday life, much like the rain outside tonight. Their characters feel like old friends. "I think you might enjoy their novel," a fictional title he recommends. It's a story about a brief, intriguing summary of the book. He walks over to a nearby shelf, his steps quiet and unhurried. He carefully selects a book, its spine a soft shade of faded blue, and its cover a simple, elegant design. He hands it to you, its weight feeling solid and promising in your hands. "Take a look. No pressure, of course, but I have a feeling it might resonate with you." You take the book and examine its cover. The illustration is simple but evocative, hinting at the gentle, introspective story within. You read the brief description on the back and feel a sense of curiosity stir within you, a quiet eagerness to delve into this new world. "It sounds lovely," you say, a genuine smile forming on your face. "Thank you for the recommendation." "Excellent," he replies, his smile widening. There's nothing quite like the feeling of discovering a new author whose words speak directly to your soul. It's one of life's greatest quiet pleasures. You chat with the bookseller for a few more minutes, discussing your favorite genres and the books that have had the most profound impact on you. His passion for books is a tangible, warm thing, and you feel a renewed appreciation for the power of stories to connect us and to enrich our lives. The conversation flows easily, a gentle, unhurried exchange that feels just as comforting as the rain and the firelight. As the conversation comes to a natural close, the bookseller excuses himself to assist another customer. You are left with the book he recommended in your hands, its weight feeling comforting and full of promise. You glance out the window again at the rain-swept street, feeling a sense of deep peace and contentment wash over you. The night feels full of possibilities, and you know that you have found a little sanctuary here in the book nook, a place where stories come to life and where the world outside fades away into a gentle, rainy hum. And as you sit there, in that wonderfully cozy armchair, with the promise of a new story waiting to be unfolded, allow yourself to feel the quiet peace of this rainy night. The world outside continues its rhythm, but here, within these walls, time seems to pause. The scent of old books surrounds you, the gentle music fills the air, and the rain provides a soothing soundtrack to your thoughts. You are surrounded by stories, by characters, by wisdom and wonder. But for now, you don't need to read another word. All you need to do is rest. Allow your mind to absorb the warmth and comfort of this moment. The bookseller's kind smile, the comforting weight of the book in your hands, the gentle embrace of the armchair. These are all a part of this peaceful experience. Perhaps, before you drift off completely tonight, you might imagine yourself back in the book nook. Feel the soft cushions of the armchair, the warmth of the blanket, and the gentle hum of the shop. Know that there are always places like this, real or imagined, where you can find comfort and peace, where stories wait to offer solace and a quiet escape. This place of peace is always available to you, simply by closing your eyes. Take one more deep, calming breath. Inhale the scent of old paper and the fresh rain, and exhale all the remaining tension from your body. Allow your eyelids to feel heavy, your limbs to feel relaxed. The rain outside continues its gentle song, a perfect lullaby for the night. You are safe, you are warm, and you are at peace. And as you drift closer and closer to sleep, remember the quiet wisdom found within the pages of books, the kindness of a shared smile, and the comforting peace of a rainy night in a cozy little shop. Let those gentle thoughts be the final guests in your mind tonight. Sleep now and dream sweetly,